Hey guys, welcome to another episode. So today, I'm going to be doing some Abyss action. Feel like it's not going to be that hard. Should be a lot of beasts down there. Now there is a new patch. Another one. Yes, another one. But I elected not to get it. It is something I'm actually really happy to see. And that's to see a change in colors on certain subclasses. So he redid, I think, the Archer, a Monk subclass, like Monk subclasses, and Mage. So the Mage got pretty good colors from what I can tell. Both blue and a white and gray are the ones I'd be looking after. I mean, I'm sure any difference of color is going to look a little bit better, just because, you know, you haven't seen something. So it has the novelty effect, you know. But typically what I like is, you know, either all neon rainbow colors, which doesn't really match the Hell's vibe at all, so, I mean, that will never happen. And then, you know, a nice sharp white, really, really bright white that doesn't look like, you know, like it looks like kind of a celestial sort of thing, like a shine to it. And just like, you know, high contrast. So, yeah, it's not a perfect wall, but it blocks at least one from hitting me. But yeah, high contrast, so what better way to do that than with black and white? That enemy always has a different, well, not always, but I mean, I noticed that he has a different sprite a lot of the times. Like, he doesn't look orange all the time. Sometimes he'll look like just like white and like red. So I don't really know what's up, if he's just kind of one of those enemies that has color based on what the tile set is. That doesn't look like it's really orange, it looks more red, but I mean, I don't know. I think bosses like that are cool. It's a nice touch. What do we got here? Lightning, alright. It's good, we got the... I was gonna say, it's nice, we got the boss first, so he blocked the others, but... ah well. And there was a handful of uniques added to, I forget the sword name, but I'm pretty sure it was for that monk katana that was being developed. So again, not something we'd use, but I'm looking forward to seeing some of those. And on that note, on Discord, Andrew posted a lot of his unique drops, which is, I think it's good for the community aspect because, you know, some people who maybe just aren't really sure what to expect with the Hell 2 uniques. You know, they might see some of the Hell 1s and they're like, well, what's the Hell 2 unique supposed to look like? And they see that and they're like, oh wow, that thing has like 10 effects on it. That is really quite, well, unique. Ooh, 23 AC, that's a good boot. And for other people like me who just, you know, it's early parts of the game, you're starting to think of what character you think would be ideal to play, or the best to play, or the best to farm in a specific way, the best gold fighter, etc, etc. Or just different build options like magic find and stuff that you don't really sure like if there's any outside ways to get it. So there's one like a life spring ring, and I saw that and I was like, you know, maybe not now because like these rings are quite nice themselves, but just considering I have no range damage reduction at all, having 10% on a ring and I think it had like plus 7% to all attributes, which, I mean, I don't think attributes are really that important in this mod. The dexterity would give some chance to hit bonus, and I guess it would be like a little bit of damage bonus, maybe like 20 to 30 points of damage with all those attributes. Just like a nice small cushion. So all those things, it was like, yeah, I would like to find that. I'm sure eventually a chess piece will be made with range damage reduction, so it won't be like one of those things that, you know, has that novelty. It has that fresh look to it where it's like, oh well, I don't have any, so I need something with it. But nonetheless, I'm sure as more people post their items, I'll be able to say, okay, well, this is the item that I really want to focus towards. Say on my mage. Ooh, elixir of strength. Our lucky day. I know eventually there'll be a causal database system, but all that seems like it's really far ahead in the future. It's probably next to the last thing on Mordor's mind, so, you know, there's a little bit of treasure hunt here for now. I'm not much of a, you know, seeking out nothing. When I have a clear defined goal, it does make it easier to motivate myself, but that's not to say that I can't find, you know, some joy from the start of it, because I know in the future that if I do really require something, like, you know, I could ask people if they've found an item like this that fits this description, or how to do this wall, or just wait for their posts and see, like, okay, that guy found like a really dope ring with fastest casting or something like that, you know. But for now, it's nice to have some mysticism too, so it's good both ways. It's so much faster than level 16. Having no ranged enemies just like makes this a blow by. Was this actually a good idea? Oh. I kind of was wondering why they weren't coming alongside the back, but now I can see that there's pods that way, so it's just blocking it off. I was just like, man, the AI is pretty poor here in the Abyss, even for Doom. I don't know why it's like that, but... Ooh, I don't think I've found those before. Articulated. Oh wait. Maybe I have seen them once before. Articulated gauntlets. Shamshear. I never found that either. Wow, that's a really thin looking blade. How does that compare to these swords? 15 to 38. Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's like 100 times better. 11 to 56, yeah. Even compared to that, that's much, much better. Well, that's good to see. Lots of room to grow. Got pretty lucky here in this corner. Not a whole lot of collateral damage. Speedstorm, that's a decent name. Like, I don't know what... I feel like I've asked that question before on the forums, but just items that drop with one affix. Like, if you want to fix the issue of finding too many items that are not for your class, you'd honestly... like... if you could just make every item in Droom drop with 2 blue affixes on it, that would be a huge step to reducing the amount of drops you find. Because me and my friend in Doom, it was like 1 in 6 items had 2 effects on them. Now I don't know if that's just like a small selection size or, you know, in Diablo it's random, but it's not really like as random as you can get by today's standards. But it always just made me wonder, you know, you could save like now that things are so hard to find, you could just make it so that two affixes have to spawn. Kind of like a rare item. A rare item always has 4 affixes on it. A rare item just had 2 affixes on it. It's like, oh, well, now all of a sudden you're not happy when you see a rare. But I feel like I asked it and there is some reason why like that's the way it had to drop. Or there was no way to really change the way it dropped. Which is fine too, because item segregation did kind of work. Well, it does work, it's just... still not sure how I feel on it. I don't think there could be an option, but suppose that like in the config file, where you change your FPS and screen size, stuff like that, if instead you could change if you want item, like smart item drop on. Nah, it's pretty, like I'd say 90% of people want this on, but, you know, I know for sure that I would like to have the option to have other classes stuff drop. It would just really save a lot of time playing a class that you don't like for some kind of like a dumb experiment. Alright, now it's breaking. Got no oils on me. Guess I'll just have to go back. But yeah, like the melee mage, that would take like specific items, even though a lot of them weren't really for like a mage. I still had to use them. So if I had to play another class all the way through, you know, to find like multiple times for a couple years in multiplayer, like, I'd be pretty peeved.
Pray your pardon, but I have something to tell you that you may find interesting. It was the strangest thing. While drinking... Good day. How may I serve you?
Ah, Fallen Angel quest. Well, definitely not doing that. But yeah, that, and trying like the Island of the Sunless Sea on a paladin with only like a sword and a shield. It's like, you know, all those things took really specific items, and I don't really think I would have found them all if I had just played, you know, for paladin stuff, or, you know, just for like melee character stuff. So I don't know. It would be nice to have the option to be like, okay, I want to go and find just everything, or I found everything like for a mage. Not everything, but I mean like, you know, I feel, dang, I just wasted that and I'm about to level. I'm gonna load the game. I will wait. So, you know, I see the point. Some people don't like swapping character files, or, you know, a multiplayer coming into a single player game or something like that, but honestly, it's all the same thing, really. I mean, I guess in one hand you could say that if you level your character up in single player, it's a lot easier to transfer it to multiplayer. So why would you do multiplayer by yourself? But I mean, if you're gonna make a character in single player, you're just playing the game how, you know, it was made to be played. And then you go ahead and you plop it into multiplayer. It's like, you want to try out the Ubers. You don't want to have to make another entire character just to try out Ubers. So, I don't know. One shot. Nice. If we don't have any undeads in this level, I can get away with using my bow, which would be really nice. Yes, I think it is just demons. Just demons and beasts. Bam, there we go. Alright, so I guess I'll go up, get the strength shrine. Actually, I think it might change based on the time of day it is. Well, whatever, I'll just save before I grab it. Alright, so was one to strength. Ah, yeah, well, strength is capped at 130. That's unfortunate. In that case, I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna redo me stats. Makes most sense to add all into dexterity. That way, if I do want to do a mushroom run, I could do one. You know, I'll get all the stats added, which is the most bang for your buck. I've really come to like this damage to beasts in melee. Now that is maxed. And it's really shaping up to be a pretty good rounded character. Just gotta get some range damage reduction and I'll be pretty well off. What to spend my last points on? I don't know, I might just go with chance of critical hits, honestly. The resistance is good, but I'm not really sure what the unique items are going to have on them yet, so I don't really want to base my build around that if I can just get a nice clean 85% resist all without it. Though there is something about making an all-tank character that it kind of is appealing. Where you just, you know, all your stats are always going to be like as tanky as possible. So if you do want to do some kind of crazy thing in the future, you can find those uniques that are all like high damage, that just sacrifice your resistances and stuff like that. So even though you might have more than the normal amount of resistances, it's okay because, you know, you're trying to get damage through your items, not through your stats. And if you wanted a pure damage dealer, you would get all your damage from your perks. And if you did want to become more tanky, you could always use the items in the game to become tankier. So, I think I should probably stick to that mantra of play. Well, it's nice to see that acid damage doesn't absolutely ruin me now. I can actually stand in it if I needed to. Blah, need to. That might be enough. Ah, he was walking downwards. So there probably is a way around it. That's not good. Yeah, alright. This guy's leeching all my mana. Not cool, man. It's a nice touch, though. It's kind of surprising when things like that happen. It's like lashworms. I thought lashworms were the silliest thing for a long time. Then I realized, oh, they steal your mana. So I was like, dang. 39 armor class. 39 AC on a helmet. That is really, really good. That's higher than this, even with the bonus AC. And it's got negative 13 DFE on top of it. It doesn't have any, well, acid resist, but that's not really resist. But it has negative 20 DFE. That's really good. I'm actually gonna hold on to that. I was looking at it for a long time because I'm like, it's not really good, but well, just the base item is good, so that's all I need. It's the best way to funnel these dudes. Yeah, I don't have the damage to be doing this anymore. Yeah, actually that wasn't so painful for a ranged mob. And I know this is a crossbow, but I can't really remember what the speed ended up being like on gladiators, but I thought they turned out to be fairly slow. So this crossbow speed is really actually not that bad at all. I think it's quite good actually. I know I have fast attack, but I remember when the axes first came out and fast attack did, like, even fastest attack was a joke, just so bad. Got rid of them, that's nice. Do I really need a lightning wall for these guys? Probably not. If I just keep some of the stingers alive, I won't get 3 of these horn guys on me at once, so that should be enough to save my skin.
have no room.
I saw Celia in town too, so I guess I'm gonna have to fight Malantar pretty soon. Oh boy. Nice.
I have no room.
Oh, look at the thorns damage on that. 520. What? That's an insane amount of thorns. It's amazing. Wow. Now I remember reading in the base item list that the cursed one was one that had near 100% with like a lower amount, but the one before that was high damage. It was something like this with a really low chance to proc. Huh. Kinda wanna try it out. Before I go back, I'm just gonna try it out, I think. Drop a ton of AC, but, archers. Alright, well, that's probably not gonna work. Yeah, I'd like to find a boss where I could just get it to proc. Even though I'm gonna get hit like a crazy amount now. Just to see how much damage it does. Okay.
I can't carry anymore.
It's hard to tell if it's actually proccing, but... Oh yeah, 4,500. I just one-shot that guy.
Not enough.
That's pretty awesome.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
I guess I can afford to give up one potion. Okay, yeah, that is really quite an amazing damage burst right there. And I think what's good about that is that you would get a surprising kind of barrier where it's kind of like where if you're in a corner with 3 enemies, which you often will be in the crypt, you know, you try and take their HP down at a similar rate so that as soon as you make the killing blow on one, your next attack or your next couple attacks should kill the other one. That gives you a little bit of a barrier to cast healing or, you know, to kind of gauge where your HP is at so you don't get so surprised. Something like that. So I feel like with the super high damage Thorns Affix, that could present that, you know, opportunity a lot more often. Well, not a lot more often, but it's just like if you consistently do low damage, it's kind of like you see everything going on around you, but you never really get a chance to, you know, openly cast healing and know for certain it's gonna succeed. Or know beyond a reasonable doubt that it's gonna succeed.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, whoop. The one thing that's kind of unfortunate though is, where is that? Yeah, contemplating. Okay. The affixes for thorns are suffixes, which fall under the same affixes of defensive things like DFE, fastest hit recovery. I feel like there's a couple others, but you know, resistances are all in your prefixes, but you know, if I had some prefixes, like, you know, resistances I could drop, then it would probably be easier to put in there, to put in my build, but it's like I'm gonna need pretty high DFE, so there's not really much I can do to, like, not put DFE in my build. I'm gonna have to have, you know, the minimum, well, I mean, the maximum, but I mean, in my case, I would ideally want -80, which is the max. So there may not be a lot of room for it, just because, you know, a super strong assassin is probably better. But then again, playstyle matters too. You know, you don't want to just you want to just have random explosions and things falling over, dying, and it's for you then. I just have to find a way to make it work. Is Celia's bear on 19? I could have swore it was 18. Well, whatever. Kind of XP am I getting? 10%. That's not bad. I think in one more level I'll be at the point where, what do these guys take? Fire. I'm gonna be able to get all my stats to max if I don't add any into magic. But it's pretty hard to get just dexterity. Unless I find a bunch of shrines that let me respec my attributes. But I mean, so far I haven't found a lot of those, so. These guys look like figure skaters. The amount of spins they do. Ooh.
I have no room.
Alright, what did we get?
I can't carry anymore.
Well, I guess it's about time. I'll cut the video here, go back, repair, dump all these countless potions in the stash, and get back to it. Catch you guys next time.